Welcome to the course on Advanced Power Electronics. Today topic is harmonic generation analysis and elimination of HVDC in HVDC system. So we'll have outline of presentation today with the harmonic generation and classification HVDC system, the harmonic analysis and elimination in HVDC system, then power filters and harmonics elimination, sold example and numerical and references. Yeah. Now coming to harmonic generation and classification of HVDC systems. The harmonic generation in HVDC system, the term harmonics is used to define the sinusoidal component of repetitive waveform, and these consist of frequency which are exact multiple harmonic orders of the basic repetition frequency, that is fundamental, and the full set of harmonics forms Fourier series which completely represents the original waveform. So current or voltage at harmonic frequency, periodic and integer multiple of harmonic fundamental frequency, interharmonics generation by nonlinear load, and can cause significant problem within a facility. So typically in a particular non-sinusoidal waveform, you can see how it can be analyzed in non-sinusoidal waveform. As you can see, fundamental plus fifth harmonics, and then another waveform with the fifth and seventh harmonics in the distorted waveform. So you can clearly see from for analysis that how harmonics are defined. So the classification of harmonics, we can call it fundamentally positive sequence, second harmonics is negative sequence, third harmonics is zero sequence, fourth harmonic positive sequence, fifth harmonic negative sequence, and sixth harmonic zero sequence, and seventh harmonic positive sequence, and so on. So this HVDC converters act as a source of current harmonics from the AC point of view and source of voltage harmonics from DC point of view. But the appearance of harmonics is an inherent property of static conversion process, and it will be necessary to reduce their penetration into the AC and DC systems. The HVDC converters introduce both AC and DC harmonics which are injected into AC system and DC line respectively. There are several problems associated with the injection of harmonics. The first is the telephone interference, then extra power losses, and heating machines and capacitors connected in the system. Over voltage due to resonance and instability of converter controls, primary with individual phase control of a scheme of firing pulse generation, and interference with ripple control system used in load management. Now, excessive level of current harmonics cause a voltage distortion, extra loss, overheating, and interference with telephone and railway signal. And the types of harmonics is characteristic harmonic and non-characteristic harmonic. The characteristic harmonics, these are harmonics of those order which are always present even under ideal operation, balanced AC voltage, symmetrical three-phase network, and equidistant pulses. And when the DC current is assumed to be constant, then the AC harmonics of the order of H equal to NP plus minus 1, and where P is the pulse number, N is the positive integer, and the harmonics in converter DC voltage are of order H equal to NP. So the derivation of characteristic harmonics is based in the following assumptions. The supply voltages are displaced exactly by 1/3 of a cycle, in which form each other and consist only of fundamental frequency. The direct current is preferred constant, that is, has no frequency component. So this can only be achieved if the DC smoothing reactor has a finite inductance and the values begin conducting at equal time interval, and the commutation impedance are the same in the three phases, all overlap angles are same. So now coming to harmonic analysis and elimination in HVDC system. So the methods of elimination is for AC harmonics, AC filters are invariably used to filter out the current harmonics which are critical, and the filters are band pass, tuned, or high pass type, and also supply reactive power. And DC harmonics, the DC smoothing reactor along with the DC filter perform function of filtering DC harmonics, and the higher the pulse number, higher the frequency of lower order harmonic produced. So higher harmonic order, lesser the harmonic amplitude. So disadvantage of higher pulse number is increased level of lower order when converter are temporarily out of service during maintenance, and increased number of transformers both in service and spares, and increased complexity of transformer connections and the consequent problems of insulation. And this is typically 12 pulse converter arrangement, which is a basic unit for HVDC system. So we have a different possible connections, but on primary side we might have either single primary or we can have a two primary as it is shown, but in secondary we have a phase shift of 30 degree, of course, as you see in star star and delta star. And on secondary side, we connected them in series to have a high voltage for transmission system. And of course, inductor we use to reduce the ripple in the current, so that ideal current source is for transmission line. And this, of course, phase shift causes the 30 degree, and it causes the typically 12 pulse on the DC side, as well as on the input harmonics also 11th order. You can clearly see how typically the individual phase currents are there for first converter and second converter, and how the total supply current is there with the 12 pulse converter, where these harmonics are eliminated, and how the one converter voltage and the combined converter voltage are there in the output line. And these are typical waveform of star connected, star connection and star delta connection, and the net primary current. I mean, clearly you can see how it looks to be like a star waveform, which does not have a less than 11th harmonics. All are eliminated, and then it's the band of 12 and plus minus 1. So you will have 11, 13, and then 23rd, 25th order of so. So considering 12 pulse converter unit as shown, so IA equal to 2 root 3 by pi ID cos omega t minus 1.5 cos 5 omega t plus 1 by 7 cos 7t minus 1 by 11 cos 11t plus 1 by 13 cos 13t, and so on. So current in the primary side of star star connected transformer is IA1 equal to 2 root 3 by pi ID cos omega t plus 1 by 5 cos omega t minus 1 by 7 cos omega t minus 1 upon 11 cos 11t plus 1 by 13 cos omega t. That is for second converter. And as the connection, you can clearly see, we already discussed in detail. So the net current will be a sum of both, where the lower harmonics are eliminated. So now it will be 4 root 3 by pi into ID, and in bracket cos omega t minus 1 upon 11 cos 11 omega t plus 1 by 13 cos 13 omega t minus 1 by 23 cos 23t plus 1 by 25 cos 25t, and I10 equal to 2 by 6 I, that's a fundamental, to 6 by pi ID equal to 1.559 ID, and IHO equal to IH upon harmonic order is current is fundamental divided by the HH harmonics, where I fundamental and IHO are the RMS value of the fundamental component harmonic order of H. The script 0 indicates that the overlap angle mu is assumed to be 0. So RMS current is now I2T RMS equal to ID in bracket 2 by pi and integral 0 to pi by 6 and 0.557 squared d omega t plus pi by 6 to pi by 3, 1.577 squared d omega t plus pi by 3 to pi by 2, 2.15 squared d omega. These are the steps, and bracket close in that comes equal to 1.557 ID squared. So from this, that was I2 square, that is IRMS comes 1.557 ID, and I1 is a 1.559 ID. So therefore TAD is IRMS square minus I1 square divided by I1, 200. So that comes 15.3055% like in 12 pulse converter. So when overlap angle is non-zero, the expression for IH is IH equal to IH0 in bracket A square plus B square minus 2AB cos 2 alpha plus mu power half cos alpha minus cos delta, where A equal to sin H plus 1 mu by 2 divided by H plus, and B equal to sin H minus 1 mu by 2 by H minus 1, and delta equal to alpha plus mu, and the above expression is ready for mu less than 60 degree. For higher value of overlap angle, the expression can still be used for delta alpha and mu are replaced by delta alpha mu, and alpha dash equal to alpha minus 30 and mu dash equal to mu plus 60 and delta dash equal to delta plus 30. So now the magnitude of characteristic harmonics are the function of load current. So you can clearly see how the different harmonics are there as a function of ID. So now the DC harmonics, the characteristic harmonics on the DC voltage is H equal to NP, where P is the number of pulse and is the integer. And for 6 pulse converter, the harmonics order are 6, 12, 18. And for the Fourier analysis of DC voltage waveform, we obtain VH equal to VD0 in bracket C square plus D square minus 2CD cos 2 alpha plus mu under 1 power 1 by 2 divided by under 2, where the C is equal to cos H plus 1 into mu by 2 divided by H plus 1, and D equal to cos H minus 1 divided by H minus 1 into mu by 2. And this is typically the typically the voltage harmonics on the DC link. 6th harmonic there is a function of overlap angle. Now this is typically 12th harmonics versus voltage and your alpha and with the mu variation, how it is there. Now coming to 12 pulse waveform, as you can see the waveform and the harmonic analysis clearly shows. Other than fundamental, you have 11, 13, the band second, 23rd, 25th means that is 12 n plus minus 1, and higher order will be like your 35, 37. And these are variation of fifth harmonic with voltage, alpha and mu, as you can see here with the overlap angle. So coming to non-characteristic harmonic, the harmonics of the order of other than the characteristic harmonics are termed as non-characteristic, and these are due to the imbalance in the operation of the two bridges forming a 12 pulse converter. Second is the firing angle error. Third is the unbalance and distortion in AC voltage, and fourth is unequal transformer leakage impedances. Now coming to non-characteristic harmonics, so harmonics produced due to the first cause is called the residual harmonics, and these are mainly due to the difference in firing angle the two bridges, and it leads to unequal cancellation of harmonic order of 5th, 7th, 17, 19, etc. And the unequal leakage impedance of the two converter transformer hitting the two bridges are also lead to residual harmonics. And the last three causes lead to the generation of tuplan and even harmonic. And this is typically angle of overlap with your typically 7th harmonics, like, and with the typically of different firing angle. And these are with the 11th harmonics, how this varies with the overlap angle for different, and 13th. Now coming to filter configuration and impedance characteristics, so we have a different passive filters here. The single tune filter is typically where the series RLC circuit, that R is typically a resistance of inductor, and you can see at the tune the value of impedance is only R, L and C are cancel out. Similarly for double tune, you have a typically the circuit of RLC, then in parallel you have a inductor and then capacitor resist. So you have a two tune frequency, so it means it can eliminate the two harmonic. The single tune can eliminate single harmonic or can suck the current of it. And the second order high pass can have a capacitor inductor resistance, and the second C pass, that is C1 and L, C2 and R. So this is typically how really the high pass work, like with the minimum. So of course the impedance always remain less than R for higher order harmonics, and it can be lesser than even the resistance also, like because it's a parallel circuit. So type of AC filters, various type of AC filters, single tune filter, double tune filter, and then high pass filter. So second order filter and C type filter. So typical HVDC transmission filter arrangement is here. You can say typically the 12 pulse two 12 pulse converter, they are connected in series. I mean like and then we have AC filter and power factor correction capacitors with the negative pole of 12 pulse and positive poles of 12 pulse. This is a simple converter station type of configuration. So coming to design of AC filter, the major design objective of AC filter is to reduce the telephone interference and various performance indices to measure. This is the harmonic distortion, telephone influence factor, and telephone harmonics form factor, and IIT product, interference telephony product like. So coming to the ideal filter design, the elimination of all detrimental effect caused by waveform distortion and particular telephone interference, and practical solution, reduction of harmonic voltage to an acceptable level at the converter terminal, and a criteria based on harmonic voltage rather than current is more convenient for filter design. The factor takes into account for filter design is total voltage distortion and telephone influence factor. Now coming to total voltage distortion factor, VTDK, there is a under root of n equal to infinity Vn square, and telephone interference TIF is 1 upon V in bracket F equal to 0 to infinity, and KF, PF and VF square to power half, where KF equal to 5000 F divided by 1000 of 5F, and PF is C message factor, and VF is RMS voltage of frequency F of the power line. So now typically design factor, two basic concept in the filter design: filter size and quality. And size of the filter is defined by reactive power that the filter supply at fundamental frequency, and it is equal to the fundamental reactive power supply by the capacitor, and total size of all branches of filter is determined by the reactive power requirement of the converter. So now coming to quality of the filter, it expresses the sharpness of the tuning and is therefore defined differently for tune and high pass filter. The sharpness of tuning of resonant branch increases with the ratio is resonance inductance or capacitance to its resistance, but for high pass filter the sharpness increases in inverse proportional to that ratio. and high Q or tuned filter is sharply tuned to one or two of the order harmonics frequencies such as the fifth and seventh, and the low Q or tuned damp, the filter provides a low impedance over the broad frequency and is often used to eliminate the hard harmonic, that is 17th up, and it is normally referred as a high pass filter. And the tuned filter, omega n equal to under root 1 upon LC, that is 2 pi Fn, where Fn is the resonance frequency and x0 is omega n L, that is 1 upon omega n C, that is equal to under root LC, or Q equal to x0 R, or Q equal to omega n divided by PB, that is PB is the pass band in the radian per second, where C is your 1 upon omega n RQ and L equal to RQ upon omega n. Coming to the double tuned filter, the two single tuned filters are replaced by double tuned filter, and this has proven more economical because it uses only one common inductor and power loss at fundamental frequency is lower. Now coming to tuned filter, the filter variables that can be altered by the designer are the filter size and quality factor. The optimized filter size is decided by the overall cost and the effect of filter capacitance of the filter cost. The filter quality is selected to achieve optimal filter operation, and large Q reduces the filter losses and the harmonic voltage, but it increases the risk of parallel resonance between the filter and network. And this is the tuned filter, RLC filter, which is tuned, and the R is the resistance, minimum resistance, and for pass band it is root 2R, and quality factor omega R is the PBC, that is the filter impedance. So coming to cell tuned filters, it consists of on-off servo control, which measures the harmonic frequency, and second is reactive power in the filter and automatically adjusts the main filter tuning of to near resonance, and the additional cost of providing the inductor variation had to be justified by saving the capacitor cost and by improved performance. And whenever detuning effects are small or when the required fundamental frequency reactive power for the filter is high, self-tuning is not normally considered economic. And this is the typically for damp filter circuit, the capacitor, and then in series with the L and R parallel, that's called damp shunt filter circuit, and then impedance versus frequency is typically below R of this damped filter for higher frequencies. Now coming to design a minimum tune filter. So the cost of filter tune for particular harmonic varies with the size of filter in the shown figure, and the list at the particular size. The shape of the curve is attributable to the presence of cost, and one of which directly proportional to size and the other and inversely proportional to size. So K equal to AS plus P S minus, and where K is the cost in dollar, S is the size in MVR, and A and B constant kilo per MER, and the case in MVR, and you can see how the cost of the filter changes with the size in MVA per page. And then you have a fundamental, and then harmonics, and then what the minimum cost. So coming to design of a minimum tune filter, a filter capacitor is subjected to currents and voltage of two frequency, the fundamental power system frequency and harmonic frequency of the order of which the filter is tuned. The rating of capacitor in MVR must be the largest sum of the fundamental frequency reactive power and the harmonic reactive power for which the filter is designed. Other harmonics in tuned filter are negligible, and the cost of capacitor is assumed to be directly proportional to its rating, and the size of the filter by definition is the reactive power of the capacitor at fundamental frequency only, and the fundamental frequency source is essentially a constant voltage source. The harmonic source is essentially a constant current source. Therefore, the fundamental frequency reactive power of the capacitor is directly proportional to its size, and the harmonic reactive power is inversely proportional, and the capacitor rating is P RC equal to V square, P1 square omega 1C plus IHF square divided by H1 omega C equal to S plus V1 square I2HF square divided by HS into an MVR, and the capacitor rating PRC equal to V1 square omega 1C plus IHF square upon H1 omega C equal to S plus V1 square I2 HF square by HS in MVR, where C is the capacitor in farad, omega 1 is the 2 pi fundamental frequency, and V1 is the fundamental frequency, and IHF is the harmonic current of the order of H in kV, S is the size of capacitor in MVR. The rating of the inductor may be assumed to depend similarly on the sum of the fundamental and harmonic reactive power. So P RL equal to S upon H square plus V1 square I2 HS divided by HS. So now coming to the uncertainty of this assumption is considerably offset by the fact that the fundamental reactive power of the inductor is much less than is harmonic reactive power, and that the total reactive power and the cost of inductor are smaller than those of capacitor. The cost of inductor is greatly affected by its insulation level, but this component of cost loss should be independent of the filter size, neglecting the cost of resistor. The total cost of filter is K equal to PRC UC plus PRL UL. So where UL and UC and UL are the unit cost of the capacitor and inductor respectively, and substituting the values of PRC and PRL from the above equation give K equal to S in bracket UC plus UL upon H square plus V1 square HSF square divided by HS in bracket UC plus UL equal to AS plus BS S to power minus 1. So size of minimum cost is found by equating the derivative of dkHS upon ds equal to dk upon ds equal to A minus B S to power minus 2 equal to 0. So S minimum is your B upon A under root 2 power half, and K minimum is 2 under root AB. So coming to high pass filters, it present a capacitive reactance at the fundamental frequency and low resistive impedance over the wide band of higher order harmonic, and the sharpness of the high pass filter tuning increases with the ratio R upon X0, and the Q of this filter normally refers to the ratio. So typical value of Q is between 0.5 to 5. So they are designed to reduce the injection of harmonics above 7th order into the AC system. And this is a high pass filter. So where you have a inductor, a capacitor in series with the parallel combination of inductor resistor, and second tune and third tune is your capacitor with the in series with the capacitor inductor resistance parallel of the inductor. And this is the filter configuration for 1000 megawatt converter station. As you can see, typically a group 1, 2, 3. So you have a typically C1L1 for 11th harmonic arm of 50 MVR, 56 MVR, 13 harmonics typically of 40 MVR, C2L2, and the C3L3 in parallel R3, that is 24th high pass, 64th harmonic. And here the group 3 shunt capacitors of 60 MVR and 64 MVR. So coming to filtering of the 12 pulse converter, so separate filters tuned for 11th and 13 harmonics and a high pass filter for the higher order harmonic provide a more effective reduction of harmonics than is normally required. So minimum size of filter is usually determined by the available economic size of capacitor units and by minimum amount of reactive power compensation required at the converter terminal. And the filter of 11th and 13th harmonics can be replaced by a single filter of the damp type and by a single damp filter. So coming to case 1 is single filter of the damp type. So here the tune filters will be tuned about 12th harmonics with a fairly high quality Q 20 to 50, and the damp filter used for higher harmonic has a much smaller Q 2 to 4. And case 2 a single damp filter. It is also tuned to about 12th harmonics but a fairly low Q has to be chosen 2 or 6 or to achieve sufficiently low impedance at higher harmonic. And this is typically the variation of here with the distance in miles for the 12th harmonics. Coming to advantages of damp filter, the performance and loading are less sensitive to temperature, system frequency deviation, and component tolerance, and minimum maintenance is reduced, and uncharacteristic harmonics are also absorbed. The need to carry out tuning on the site is reduced or eliminated. The cost of subdividing the filter into several separate arms is avoided due to the wide spectrum of harmonic frequency being filtered. Now coming to DC side filter, on the DC side voltage harmonics generate harmonic current with amplitude which depends on known elements such as extension angle, overlap angle, impedance of DC circuit, and the DC filter do not carry fundamental frequency power and therefore has statically lower loss and do not need to provide the reactive power. Their only function being harmonic mitigation and have in their main capacitor to withstand to full pole to neutral DC voltage. So this is typically harmonic current elimination method. I mean how it is really, you have typically the filter in series and how feedback with the proper feedback with the amplifier to the signal conditioning circuit is there. And this is the active filter. I mean we have a active filter in series with the passive filter. I mean you have a double tune this L1 and L2 in series, and then you have in series with this active filter with the proper arrestor and control. Now coming to power filters for harmonic elimination. So we have a power filter of different kind, passive, typically shunt and series, then active shunt series, and then hybrid passive and active and active passive. Now coming to passive filter for harmonic elimination and reactive power compensation, and of course it has a drawback, typically resonance with the line impedance and heavy and bulky. Now coming to active filters, cancel out harmonics and block resonance and reactive power management, and of course it's costly and good for retrofit application. Now hybrid filter cancel out the harmonic, block resonance, reactive power management, and less costly and good for retrofit application. So these are typically, you can call it three tuned shunt passive filters for three-phase, three-wire system. I mean, you have a 4/6 pulse converter. So this is, you have a 5th, 7th, and then high pass filter. You can have many combination, as it is how they are connected together. And this is the series filter, tuned series passive filter for three-phase, three-wire system, that you have a 5th harmonics. Here parallel, it creates the dam that shunt create the valley, and here it creates the dam for the, it blocks the virtually flow of the current, like a 5th harmonic, 7th harmonic, and the high pass, like, which blocks the higher order harmonic to flow into the supply system. This for typically for three-phase, four-wire system, you have a neutral there. So now coming to the tuned passive filter, key design consideration include the following: the reactive power, requirement in kVAR, harmonic delimitation, normal system condition including ambient harmonics, and normal harmonic filter condition, and contingency system conditions including ambient harmonic and contingency harmonic filter condition. And they typically three-phase, three-wire active shunt filter. I mean, typically we use the three-phase voltage source converter. You can use current source, but as normal voltage source are preferred because it has a less losses and require less number of components, and you need a electrolytic capacitor on DC link, like very cost effective. And then you have a typically a very, you can call it LC filter for eliminating the, you can say, higher order harmonics, like. And then of course there is a control active filter that for DC link voltage regulation, and you sense the AC voltage from which you find out fundamental voltage. Then loss component you add the, to get the total reference current, and you have feedback current, and compare it to generate the gating signal for this shunt active filter. And these are the typical result of active filter, that you can see is a load current, how the active filter current and how the supply voltage, supply currents are there, and DC link voltage is maintained with the typically supply voltage and the filter current. And these are typically, you can call it like a, if it is used on high voltage, normally we use the transformer, and so that power is designed at optimum voltage, but typically with the capacitor midpoint for four-wire shunt filter. And these are the typical result corresponding to experimental result when the filter is tuned on to how the it's really goes into operation. And then this is typically again the series active filter, which is integrated with the help of series transformer with, I mean, three-phase voltage source converter. And then you have a three-phase, four-wire with the capacitor midpoint, then four-wire topology, I mean, for three single phase, four-wire topology for series active filter, and this is your three single phase for series active filter to mitigate. Now coming to solve numerical problems. So example one is a three-phase 415/50 Hz having a 12 plus thyristor bridge converter with 200 ampere constant DC current at 60 degree fire angle of each thyristor. It consists of an ideal transformer with a single primary, a star connected winding, and two secondary winding connected in star and delta with the same line voltage and unity turns ratio to avoid 30-degree phase shift between the two sets of three-phase output voltage. And two 6-pulse thyristor bridges are connected in series to provide 12 pulse AC converter. To calculate the fundamental active power drawn by the load, the fundamental reactive power drawn by the load, power factor, RMS supply current, distortion factor, fundamental RMS supply current, peak current of AC mains, and total harmonic distortion of AC mains current. So coming to the solution, given that supply voltage is Vs equal to 415/√3 at 239.6 volt, frequency of supply 50 Hz, IDC 200 and alpha is 60 degrees. So in three-phase 12 pulse thyristor bridge converter, waveform of input current is a step waveform as first step of pi/6 angle from alpha to alpha pi/6, and input current from of ID/√3, and second step of pi/6 angle from alpha pi/6 to alpha pi/3, and input current magnitude is ID in bracket 1 plus 1/√3, and third step of pi/6 angle from alpha pi/3 to alpha pi/2, and the input current magnitude of ID in bracket 1 plus 2/√3, and it has all four symmetrical segments of such type. So therefore RMS current of the 12 pulse convert input current is IS equal to IDC in bracket 1/3 plus 1 plus 1/3 square plus in bracket 1 plus 2/√3 square, and square root of 4, that comes 1.5735 ID, and it comes in putting a value of ID 315.47 ampere. Moreover, the RMS of 12 pulse fundamental current is IS1 equal to under root 2 in bracket 2 under root 6 by pi into ID, that is 1.559393 ID, that is equal to 311.8786 ampere. So coming to active power component supply current, IS1A, that is IS1 cos theta 1, that is IS1 cos alpha, that is 311.8786 into cos 60, that is 155.93 into 93 and 93. The active power drawn by load is P equal to 3V IS1 cos theta 1, so that is 112.08895 kilowatt. The fundamental reactive power is Q1 3 PS IS1 sin theta 1, that is 3 PS IS1 sin alpha equal to 194.1437 kVAr, and the power factor is PF equal to P upon 3 VS IS, that is 0.4943069, and RMS of 12 pulse converter input current is IS equal to IDC in bracket 1 by 3 plus 1 plus 1 by 3 square plus in 1 plus 2 by root 3 square, and total is power by 1 by 2, that comes 1.57 ID equal to 315.47 ampere, and distortion factor DF equal to IS1 upon IS, so it comes 0.9886, and RMS of fundamental component of input AC mains current is IS1 equal to in bracket 2 root 6 pi into IDC, that comes 1.559393 IDC equal to 311.8786 ampere, and the peak current of AC mains IP equal to in bracket IDC in bracket 1 plus 2 pi root 3 equal to 2.1547 ID equal to 215.45 ampere, and total dynamic distortion of AC mains current is under root 1 upon TF square minus 1, that is 15.22%. Now coming to example 2, a 12 pulse HVDC link system with series connected 6-pole converters are fed from star and star delta transformer is operating with an AC line voltage to rectify 175 kV from 13.6 kV line voltage on input converters and 33 kV AC line on LCI. So when DC current is 1200 ampere, the rectifier delay angle is 15 degree and the inverter extension angle is 25 degree, and the resistance of line is 23 ohm. The commutating reactance of rectifier is 22 ohm and the commutating reactance of inverter is 21 ohm. To calculate the DC voltage at the rectifier inverter terminal as well as AC line voltage at the inverter. So for solution, given data is VL RMS 175 kilovolt, IDC 1200 volt, alpha 15 degree and gamma is 25 degree, RD equal to 23 ohm, X equal to 22 ohm, XI equal to 21 ohm, and number of bridges 2. So VDR equal to, putting a value in the formula, 2 into 1.53175 into cos 15 minus 2.922 into 1200, so it becomes 405.979 kV, and what is the rectifier terminal? So it comes 405.975 kilovolt, and on inverter side VDI equal to 405.97 minus 1200 into 23, that comes 375.375 kilovolt, and voltage at rectifier terminal is VDI 378.375 kV, and that VDI putting in terms of gamma, so 2 into 1.35 into VI LL into cos gamma minus 2.955 into 12 into 2, so putting value it comes PILL equal to 174.3 kilowatt, and AC line voltage at inverter terminals equal to 174.4 kV. Coming to example 3, a 12 pulse HVDC link with a series connected 6 pulse converters are fed from star and delta star transformer is operating with an AC line voltage to rectifier of 175 kilovolt and from 13.6 kV line voltage on input converters and 33 kV AC line on LCI. So when DC current is 1000 ampere, the rectifier delay angle 10 degree and the inverter extension angle is 20 degree. The resistance of line is 21 ohm and commutating reactance of rectifier is 20 ohms and the commutating reactance of inverter is 21 ohm. So calculate the DC voltage rectifier and inverter terminal and the AC line voltage at the inverter active and reactive powers at both converter station and line loss. So coming to solution, data is given VRLL 170 kilovolt, IDC 1000 ampere, alpha equal 10 degree, gamma is 20 degree, RD equal 21 ohm, X equal to 20 and XI is 21 ohm. So now getting a VDR that rectifier side DC 21.35 VL cos alpha minus 0.95 2 into 20 into IDC, so that comes typically 427.12 volt and voltage at rectifier terminal is so 470.12 volt and VDI equal to VDR minus IDC in RD putting value it comes 406.122 kilovolt. So voltage at inverter terminals, so it 406.122 kilovolt, and that is of VDI at putting a value 1.35 into 2 into VI LL cos gamma minus 0.95 into 2 into 21,000. So it comes putting a value 175.877. So AC line voltage at inverter terminal is 175.877 kilovolt. And the rectifier side, the active power is VDR IDC, that comes putting a value 427.17 megawatt, and active power is 427. So cos phi is VDR on V5, VD 0, that is 0.904, and we're putting a value VDO equal to 2 into 1.35 VLR, so it comes phi equal to 25.3 degree, and the active power is PDC into 10 phi, so putting a value it comes 201.89 MVR, and the active power equal to 201.89 MVR. Now inverter side, active power is VDI into IDC, so putting a value it comes 406.12 megawatt, and the cos phi is your VDI upon VD 0, so it comes typically 0.859, and putting a value of this VD 0, so it comes phi equal to 30.73. So reactive power is VD PDC equal to 10 phi, so it comes typically 241.42 MVR. Now coming to example 4, a set of 12 pulse converter is used in bipolar HVDC system. The station rating AC voltage 220 kV at 60 Hz, DC voltage plus minus 250 kilovolt 500 kV, power nominally 250 megawatt, terminal 1 and 2 driving reactance is 5% on 200 MVA base, and power emergency 300 megawatt. Calculate fire angle, overlap angle, required reactive power, DC current and DC voltage while at different points under nominal and emergency condition. If the total DC line resistance is 2 ohm, calculate the extension angle of 20 degree at L save. So coming to solution, V is given 220 kV, VDC is plus minus 250, so V minimal is 250 megawatt, and XCI 5% of 200 MVA, so DC 2 ohm, and emergency 300 megawatt. So XCI is typically putting a value of 5%, so it's come 12.1 ohm, and IDC P upon VDC 500 ohm ampere, and VDC equal to putting 1.35 B into VD and cos alpha minus 0.5 B into IDC, so it comes alpha equal to 31.63, and putting again VDC equal to as a function of alpha 1.3 B into VAC by 2 cos alpha plus mu cos alpha. So here mu comes 2 degree, and VDI equal to VDR minus IDC RDC. Putting value comes 499 kV, and power factor cos phi equal to half in bracket cos alpha plus cos mu plus alpha, that is 0.841, and theta equal to, from here the becomes 32.67, and now IAC is root 6 by IDC, so putting it 389.85, and reactive power is root 3 VI sin theta, it comes 80.19 MVR. Coming to question 5, a 12 pulse HVDC converter station. The station rating are AC voltage 320 kV 50 Hz, and DC voltage 335 kV, and power nominal 500 megawatt. Converter terminal driving resistance reactance are of XCR equal to 58 ohm, and inverter extension angle is to be maintained 20 degree. Calculate fire angle, overlap angle, DC current and DC voltage profile at different points if total DC resistance is 2 ohm. So coming to a solution, 12 pulse converter station, VLLR equal to 320 kilovolt, VD equal to 335 kV, PD equal to 500 megawatt, XCR equal to 58 ohm, gamma equal to 20 degree, RL equal to 2 ohm. So calculating ID, that is power into P upon VD, that comes 1492 ampere, and VDR equal to 2 into 1.6 PLR cos alpha minus 2 into 0.9 ID into XCR. Putting value, it comes alpha equal to 54.6 degree, and then VDI equal to VDR minus ID into RL, so it comes 332.016 volt or 332 kilovolt, and VDI just putting equal to 2 into 1.3 VLI cos gamma minus 2.8 DXI. So from here get typically VLI equal to 196 and VDR equal to putting a 1.3 VLR cos alpha plus cos alpha mu r, so mu r comes 24 degree, and VDI 1.35 VLI in cos gamma plus cos alpha plus mu, so mu I comes 51.6 degree. Coming to numerical example 6, a 12 pulse back to back HVDC link with the series connected 6 pulse converter are fed from star or delta star transformers is operating with an AC line voltage to the rectifier 220 kV from 33 AC line. What is on input converter on and on LCI. When the DC current is 1100 ampere, the rectifier delay angle 10 degree and the inverter extension angle is 20 degree. The resistance of the line is 10 ohm and commutating reactance of rectifier 20 ohm and the commutating resistance of 21 ohm. Calculate the required reactive power DC voltage at rectifier inverter terminal as well as the AC line voltage at the inverter, and if the HVDC link is operated at constant power factor mode at DC link current of 500 ampere, calculate the fire angle, overlap angle, extension angle, transmitted DC power, reactive power, DC voltage at rectifier and inverter. Coming to the solution, given data is VA and R equal to 20 kV, VLI equal to be calculated, rectifier commutating reactance equal to 20 ohm, inverter commutating resistance XI 21 ohm, line reactance resistance is 10 ohm and delay angle alpha 10 degree and extension angle gamma 20 degree, DC current is 1.1 kA. So EDR equal to 1.35 VLR into 2 cos alpha, that comes 584.49989 kilovolt, and VDR equal to EDR minus typically IDC XCR 2 into 3 upon 5, so it comes 538.733 kilovolt, and VDI comes VDR minus IDC R, that comes 527.762 kilovolt, and EDI VDI plus IDC XI into 2 into 3 upon 5, that comes virtually 549.823 volt, and VLI equal to EDI upon 1.35 into 2 cos gamma, that comes typically 216.693 volt, and VDR equal to 1.35 VLR cos 2 cos alpha plus mu r plus ID into 2 ICR. From this mu r comes 24 degree, and VDI 1.35 VLI into cos alpha gamma plus mu I, so ID into 2 into CR, so your gamma mu I becomes 14.24 degree. And the reactive power supplied at converters VDR IDC into 10 alpha plus 0.5 mu r, so it comes to 39.44 MVR, and reactive power required at inverter station VDI IDC 10 gamma plus 0.5 mu I, that comes to 97.33 mega MVR. So A, when HVDC link is operated at constant power factor mode at the converter inverter terminal, so current is 500 ampere, so VDR equal to 1.35 VLR into 2 into cos alpha minus IDC into 2 RCR, so delay angle is 19.54 degree, so VDR equal to 1.35 VLR into 2 cos alpha plus mu plus IDC into 2 RCR, so mu r comes 9.8 degree, and VDI equal to 1.35 VLI into 2 cos gamma minus ID into 2 RCR, so extension angle is 22.55 degree, and VDI equal to 1.35 VLI into 2 cos mu gamma plus ID C into 2 into RCI, so that mu I equal to 9.25 degree, and transmitted power VDR IDC 269 megawatt, and reactive power at converter is VDR into IDC to tell alpha plus 0.5 mu r, that is 122.44 MVR. Reactive power at inverter VDI into IDC into 10 gamma plus mu I, that is 124 MVR. So coming to now question number 7, a passive filter system is to be designed for 12 pulse HVDC line converter in commutator inverter station. The station ratings are AC voltage 330 kilovolt at 50 Hz, DC voltage 340 kilovolt, power nominal of 450 MVA megawatt. Inverter thermal driving reactance is XCR equal to 50 ohm. Inverter extension angle to be maintained at 20 degree. Maximum tolerability ID as per IEEE 59. So design dual filter for inverter terminals for 11th and 13th harmonic. Give the voltage current and kV rating of all components, and design a high pass filter for harmonics order of 23 and higher. Assume that the inductor quality factor 40 are available and 60% of rated reactive power is to be provided by passive filter to be equally distributed in the. So coming to solution, IDC equal to P upon VDC, that comes typically 1323.54 ampere, and I1 is root 3 by 6 ID, that comes 1031.95 ampere, and Q equal to root 3 VLIL sin alpha, it comes to 01.737 MVR, and A Q equal to 3 omega CPH for passive filter, so CPH come 5.8997 microfarad, and C11 equal to C13 CPH by 2, that is 5.8997 microfarad, and 11 is 1 upon pi square F11 C11, so that comes 28.39 millihenry, and similarly at 13 is 20.325 millihenry, and kVA 11 harmonic root 3 VLL IL11, that comes 53.62 MVA, and K3 is root 3 VL3 into IL13, that comes 45.37 MVA. For B, Q1 equal to 0.6 into Q, that's 127.73 MVA, and Q, that is 3 V CPH V square, so CPH comes 3.54, and L23 putting a value 4 pi F23 C3, that comes 5.141 milliamp, and R omega L into L upon Q, that comes 0.9769 ohm. Coming to example 8, a passive filter system is to be designed for a 12 pulse HVDC line commutator inverter station. The station ratings are AC voltage 330 kV at 50 Hz, DC voltage 340 kV, power nominal at 450 megawatt, inverter terminal time reactance XCR is 50 ohm. The inverter extension angle is also be maintained at 20 degree, and maximum tolerated THD as per IEEE 519 standard. Design a high pass filter for harmonic order of 23 and a half. Assume that inductors of quality factor 40 are available, and 60% of rated reactive power is to be provided by passive filter to equally distributed in them. So as a solution, Q1 is 0.6 Q, that is 121.73 MVA, and Q equal to 3 omega CPH V square, that is CPH equal to 3.54 microfarad, and L23 is 1 upon 4 pi square, F23 is 23, 5.41 millihenry, and R equal to omega L upon Q, that comes 0.9769 ohm. Coming to example 9, a 3-phase shunt active filter is applied for harmonic currents and reactive power conversion of 3-phase for 1550 Hz at 12 pulse thyristor bridge converter drawing 400 ampere constant DC current at 30 degree fire angle of its thyristor is consists of ideal transformer with a single primary star connected winding and 2 secondary winding connected in star delta with same line voltage and unity turns ratio to provide 30 degree phase shift between two sets of 3-phase output voltage, and two 6-pulse converter are connected in series to provide 12 pulse AC DC converter. To calculate A, fundamental active power drawn by the load, B, fundamental reactive power drawn by the load, C, VA rating of AP active power filter. First, only harmonics current compensation, second, only reactive power compensation, third is full harmonics current and reactive power compensation at unity power factor. Let the supply is stiff enough so that the distortion in voltage at the point of common coupling is negligible. Now coming to solution, VLL equal to 450 and alpha equal to 30, F equal to 50 Hz, ID equal to 400 ampere, and fundamental active power done by load is P1 equal to root 3 VLL IS1 cos alpha, and IS1 equal to 1.559 ID 623.6 ampere, and IS equal to 1.507 ID equal to 630.8 ampere, and P1 equal to root 3 415 into cos 30, that's from 388.284 kilowatt, and fundamental reactive power done by Q1 equal to root 3 VL IS1 into sin alpha, so Q1 comes 224.176 kVAr, and A only for first case only harmonic combustion, so IS equal to root IS square minus IS1 square, that is comes 95.03 ampere, and VA rating is 3 into VHIS, that is 67.6 kVA, and now second is only reactive power compensation, so putting the value it 3 into 415 620 sin 30, that comes 224.17 kVA. Harmonics and reactive power compensation, IF equal to 1 root IS square minus IS1 A square, so IS1 A equal to IS1 cos theta, that is IS1 cos alpha equal to 621.6 cos 30, that is 540 ampere, and IF equal to 1 root 630 square minus 540 square, that's 325.74 ampere, and VA rating is 3F VF IF, so it's become 234.14 kVA. Coming to question 10, example 10, find the minimum cost filter, harmonic filter for a bipolar bridged of 12 pulse converter rated at 1.00 kiloampere plus minus 300 volt on the DC side. The filters are to be connected to 235 kilovolt fixed Hz 3-phase line, and the fifth harmonic filter is designed for the operation of converter with one bridge out of service. So assume the unit cost of capacitor to be $3.5 kVAr and the inductors of $8.8 per kVAr, that the full load with all the bridges in service, alpha equal to 15 degree, mu equal to 25 degree, and cos phi equal to 0.86 degree. The limiting network impedance angle may be taken as 75 degree. So coming to the solution, the rated power of converter is Pn equal to Vdn into Idn, that is equal to 600 megawatt, and the full load alternating current is IL1 equal to PDN upon 3V1 cos phi. Value comes 1.7 kiloampere, and the fifth harmonic current from the one bridge of the converter is approximately 17 by 5 into 4, that is 85 ampere, but a more accurate value, the allowing the ignition delay and overlap is 0.165 into 17 by 4, so that is 70.2 ampere. We find the harmonic current in the filter is large, then from the converter by SH divided by YH, that is sec pi m equal to sec 37.5, that is 1.6, and it is typically 1.6 into 70, that is 88.5 ampere, and A equal to UC plus UL upon H square, so it comes here $3.82 per kVAR, that is equivalent to $3,820 per MVAR. And size for minimum cost is B equal to V1 square IFS square UC plus UL by H. So putting value, it comes 3.32 into 10 power 5 MVAR, and S minimum is B upon A under root. So putting value, it comes 9.32 MVAR per page, and corresponding cost is K minimum equal to 2 under root AB. So it comes $71,200 per page, and for any size S, the cost is K equal to $3,820 plus $322 by S. So capacitance of minimum cost filter is C equal to S minimum V1 omega 1 square V1 square, so it comes like a 1.34 into 1, so it comes 1.34 microfarad, and its inductance L equal to 1 upon C under root H 1 omega 1 square, so it comes 0.21 Henry, and optimum Q for pi m is 75 degree, that is 0.65 delta m, and delta m is taken as 0.02, so Q0 equal to 0.65.02, that is 32.5, and resistance 10 of the filter is R equal to X0 upon Q0. So putting the value, it comes like a 12.2 ohm. And these are the solved problem. I mean, you can solve in the same manner as we did solve problem. And these are the references which we use for developing this material. And thank you.